poppin', people? It's Dante. Today we're gonna be doing some espresso ASMR. Espresso, espresso, espresso. Drink a half a liter of water for every espresso. I am ChatGPT. Alright. So, I like to start my morning off with some thoughts. Why you should make slideshows of your street photography. I believe this slideshow is a great way to view work, period. I find that it allows me to relive the experiences I have on the street, period. To photograph is to remember. When I consider photography, I like to treat it like a personal diary, period. It's simply a way to remember the day, period. Through the viewing of a slideshow, and specifically sequencing the work in consecutive order, it allows you to retrace your steps, period. This is an interesting approach because at the end of the day, all we have is now, period. When I photograph, I simply follow my intuition and the stream of consciousness of viewing my work in a slideshow, I believe, promotes this experience, period. It's simple and straightforward. I find that when it comes to editing work, we get caught up with juxtaposing the perfect pictures next to one another and creating visual stories, period. Sure, this has its place within the realm of bookmaking and other viewing ways of viewing work, but in terms of slideshows, this is the simplest, period. To me, I'm looking for the simplest solution to create work and present work, period. When it comes to making slideshows, you can simply create them in Final Cut Pro, iMovie, and perhaps even using your iPhone, period. The point is to create work and share work in a stream of becoming, period. Keep everything simple from the process of making photographs and viewing them, period. They're easy to share. With slideshows, you can simply upload them to your own YouTube channel or host them on your website using VideoPress with the Jetpack plugin, period. I find that a simple link, simple. They're easy to share because you can simply copy and paste a link and send it through text messaging or publishing them to your blog, period. It's an easy way to get your photos out there and share them with others, period. I also find that the use of YouTube as a place to archive work is an interesting solution, period. Maybe, The work will live on forever on YouTube as it is owned by Google and is one of the biggest browsing websites of all time, period. Alas, comma, nothing will last forever. However, this I find to be the supreme way to share work in terms of accessibility, comma, shareability, comma, and simplicity, period. Marcus Aurelius quote about the past. More. So now I just go back and make some like changes and stuff. I believe this slideshow is a great way to view work. I find that it is the easiest way for me to relive the experiences I have on the street. To photograph is to remember when I can, and then I added the video for how I make slideshows. When I consider photography, I like to treat it like a personal diary. It's simply a way to remember the day through the viewing of a slideshow. So like, there's just like simple grammatical things. It's like, I just speak it into existence, you know? I think that the use of the voice dictation is so simple. Through viewing a slideshow and specifically sequencing the work in consecutive order, it allows you to retrace your steps. This is an interesting approach because at the end of the day, all we have is now. When I photograph, I simply follow my intuition and the stream of consciousness. Viewing my work in a slideshow, I believe, promotes this experience. This is an interesting approach because at the end of the day, all we have is now. The pictures become the tangible memories we have of the past. I think it's an interesting notion, right, about the past and like embracing the now through a medium of photography. It's an interesting thing I've been thinking about a lot. Just trying to figure out how to write about it, you know? Viewing my work in a slideshow, I believe, promotes this experience. Viewing my work in a slideshow promotes this experience. It's simple and straightforward. I find that when it... Oh, so then I'll probably find like a quote. So I like to put a quote in these pieces. So I use ChatGPT and try to find like a good quote. So what I do is I copy and paste it. Then I use the block quote. So anything from ChatGPT and any quotes you find, just use the block quote feature. Then I just copy and paste it in. The past is a memory. It's a thought arising in the now. The future is merely anticipated. It is another thought arising now. What we truly have is this moment. Marcus Aurelius. And then I'll copy and paste this. I usually italicize these quotes like that. Yeah, and that's just like an interesting thing to add in the beginning of a blog post, I think. Find that when it comes to editing work, we get caught up with juxtaposing the perfect pictures next to one another and creating visual stories. Sure, this has its place within the realm of bookmaking and other ways of viewing work, but in terms of slideshows, consecutive order is the simplest. To me, I'm looking for the fastest solution to create work and present work. Create and present work. When it comes to making slideshows, you can simply create them in Final Cut Pro, iMovie, and perhaps even using your iPhone. The point is to create work and share work in a stream of becoming. Keep everything simple from the process of making photographs and viewing them. They're easy to share. With slideshows, you can simply upload them to your own YouTube channel or host them on your WordPress website using VideoPress with the Jetpack plugin. They're easy to share because you can simply copy and paste a link and send it through text message or publish them to your blog. It's an easy way to get your photos out there and share them with others. I also find that the use of YouTube as a place to archive work is an interesting solution. Maybe, the work will live on forever on YouTube. I also believe that the use of Google Photos is a great way to upload things to the cloud and stuff. So yeah, I'm just gonna straight up publish that. And then, this is how I like to start the day. I like to just get my thoughts, whatever is on my mind from the previous day. It seems to be, like last night I made a slideshow of my photos from yesterday. I made the slideshow of my photos, from 2023, and it's really interesting to look at work from an entire year, right? Like a year of photographing every single day, condensed down to, just like a slideshow. I don't know, and like looking at them in consecutive order, it's like, wow, you get to really retrace your steps and relive the experience in a very straightforward and easy way. So now I'm just thinking, maybe because I discussed the sharing of the link and stuff, I'm trying to maybe insert a link to my own slideshow, just as an example, essentially. So I'm just like quoting this link, like specifically the link, because it's about the sharing of links. I think like linking everything together, whether it's on the blog or your website blog or just like sharing links and stuff, it's like an interesting way to just link things together. See like how I showed the link. So like here's the blog post. You can view like how I made, like the behind the scenes of how I made the slideshow. There's the quote I put in, and then the link to my slideshow via YouTube. I could embed the link, but I decided to just keep it as a URL to share it like that, because it's simple. You just click that thing and then it goes to all your photos from a year, you know. It's really interesting. And when you make it 4K and you shoot the small JPEG, it's the highest resolution where, I mean, you could go and download this slideshow easily through VideoPress. You can literally click on my VideoPress videos if I enable it, and then like at the top right there's like a little arrow and you can download the video. You can also just screenshot, like I have my Google Photos open source too, so you can literally go on my Google Photos link where I back up all of my own photos and simply download the whole folder. It was like 12 gigabytes or something for my whole year. And I think the idea is to just make everything easy to share and easy to download, easy to access. Everything should just be simple, simple, simple. That way we can continue to propagate, make work, view work in the simplest solution possible. I think it's really critical, actually. Kendama. Essentially, morning is meditation time. So the trick with this is working with the string and making sure you don't get caught up with the string. That's what I find to be the hardest part, but you have to have good finger placement and movement. It's tricky. This is a really good way to get my blood rushing in the morning. I like to just get my body moving before I start my fitness. And yeah, I mean, I think it's a good way to get going. GoPro chest mount. Just POV it. The good thing about waking up early in the morning is you have time, right? To just putter around, do your thing, right? It gives me this sort of window in the morning to just fuck around. I like getting everything done at my own pace. So yeah, when you wake up early, there's no rush, you know? You just kind of take your time with this kind of stuff. So I think today I'm gonna do the farmer's walk and some other bodyweight stuff. It feels so much heavier. Oh man. Flip. Anyway. Yeah, it's like working. I just work out for 5 minutes and I'll do it again later or whatever. It's like, if you feel tired, actually, just work out in the middle of the day, you know? Who invented the slideshow? Digital representation. Magic lantern. 17th century. Christian. Microsoft PowerPoint. No single person is credited. It was the advancement in computer software and hardware. Tell me about the magic lantern. Image projector. Huh. The device used a concave mirror behind a light source, typically a candle or oil lamp, to project light through a small glass slide with the image painted or printed on it. This light then passed through a lens at the front of the lantern, focusing and enlarging the image onto a wall. Interesting. I think the use of ChatGPT in everyday life is, just good to learn. Yeah, I like it. I think everyone should use it more. Cholesterol is a natural